Visiting lesser-known cities around Korea is one of my favorite things to do. Over the weekend, I time traveled to Gunsan to visit this historic railroad. Today I'm visiting Gunsan. Gunsan is a port city located on the coast in Jeollabuk-do province, best known for a historic railroad village and a few Japanese-style buildings from the early 1900s. Whenever I solo travel around Korea, I usually ride the bus rather than taking a taxi because the bus usually passes and stops by all of the important spots of the city or town for only 1 to maybe 3,000 won for a bus tour. From Gunsan Train Station, probably the most popular spot and the first spot I visited was the Gyeongam-dong Railroad Village. As you can see, the former railroad tracks can be walked on, and it's a really cool, unique experience. The most popular spot in Gunsan is this old railroad village where many families, couples, and friends can walk along the old train tracks. You can see many shops for buying any souvenirs, antiques, and snacks and drinks. And you can also put on an old costume and take some photos. It definitely feels like a time travel. This railroad alleyway is loaded with antique toys, candy, activities for families, couples, or students to experience. While at this railroad village, friends or couples can try on one of the classic old school uniforms from the 1950s or one of the old black and white patterned Korean military uniforms and take photos. Like most tourist spots around Korea, there are plenty of gift shops, cafes, arcades, snack carts, and photo spots. If you're familiar with any of my content or adventures in Korea, then you know how much I enjoy riding my bike. It's a great way to exercise and explore. Across the street from the Gyeongam Railroad Village at this E-Mart, guess what I found? huge building, Gunsan 196. I'm so glad that I rented that bike, because if I didn't rent the bike, I would have just taken a bus around the city and I totally would have missed out on this museum, this food court area, this bowling alley, and the historical building, and I would have missed out on ice cream. I did not really expect to see so many Korean War related planes and ships, but it's really interesting to see. After visiting the Jinpo Marine Park, I next visited the former Gunsan Customs office, as I saw it's a really popular spot on Instagram and one of the most recognizable buildings in Gunsan. This building has been restored since it was once played a central role during the Japanese colonial period in the early 1900s. I'm not sure if it's ever open for visitors, but it's fun to pose for a picture in front and get a stamp in your Hello Modern Gunsan stamp book. Then located across the street is a walkable neighborhood with more great spots to visit. This neighborhood is famous for the Chowon Photo Studio from the K-drama Christmas in July. The final spot I had time to visit in Gunsan is a short walk from that neighborhood I just showed you, and it's known as the oldest bakery in Korea. That explains the long line I saw. If you visit Gunsan for a day trip, be sure to visit these spots. To see more travel posts in Korea, you can find me on Instagram at Where'sAnn. I'll see you in the next adventure. Thanks for watching.